All right, we're in.
Okay, sweet. So I currently have a list of student submitted questions, and I'm here with Principal Lopez, and we are going to be answering all those questions for you guys.
Hi, everybody. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Sam Lonak. I'm the ASB president.
All right. And I'm Larry Lopez. I'm principal at Del Mar High School.
Sweet. Okay, so let's just get this started. So the first question is, will prom still be happening, and will it be postponed or just canceled?
Great question. I've gotten this one a lot. So, right now, we canceled prom because it was in April, and we're really looking at when we can possibly get another one on calendar. So, we canceled it mostly because it's not going to work with the current time frame and structure that we're in. But we are looking if we are to do it at a later time, what would that look like? What's too late? So those are all questions that we're kind of waiting to figure out what the next steps are. So I would say it's canceled, but if there's some reason that things change and we're back in school sooner than expected, there is the opportunity of looking at what's it going to look like and what is it that the students would want to see.
Okay, so the next question is, do our grades from the 6 weeks become our new grades? And I think what they mean by this is if school does not go back into session, do we keep the grades that we currently have?
Yeah. So this one's a tough one. We're still waiting on guidance from the state as far as grades and things like that. So we can't really answer that too much. We can say that pretty much whatever grades that students have now, it could potentially be what you're going to get for I I don't even know what week we're on, 12 weeks. Like
Mhm.
it'll probably be those grades, but as far as grades that you get at the end of the semester, we won't know until we get more direction. So sorry, you're going to have a lot of unknowns from me as far as answers, but I'll do my best to give you some concrete information.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so next one. How does this closure impact credits and grades towards graduation?
Yeah, that's another question that we're waiting for information on from the state as far as credits and the impact of graduation. I think if you look at it, there's so many schools that are closed right now. This is impacting a lot more than just us. So I think that this is going to be sort of a big question that is needing to get answered. But as of right now, we don't have information on that. But stay tuned because once we do get direction and information, we'll be sharing it out with everybody.
Okay, sweet. On the topic of graduation, will we be having a graduation ceremony?
Yeah, so we haven't graduation's the one thing we haven't canceled yet because it's in June. Graduation's another thing that we have to really figure out as we get closer. What is it going to look like, and what can we do and can't we do? So right now, I think the main thing is we're just looking towards the future to hopefully have it. If for some reason we're not going to have it, what are our options and what is it that the senior class would want to do? So, again, what would, like, as crazy as this sounds, a virtual graduation possibly be? And I've been talking to Miss Shembri a little bit about what it could be, but I also want to see what the students want versus do we have a graduation for seniors and ask them to come back? These are all unknowns that we don't have an answer to, but we'll probably be soliciting feedback from the senior class to figure out what's going to be the best bet if we do have to cancel it or we can't host it.
Okay. The next question is, what will happen with AP and IB testing?
The IB test, a lot of stuff has already been pushed back, and Miss Alamet is actually constantly checking with IB to see what some of the new dates and deadlines are. So the IB information is actually posted right now on our website as far as some of the delays that have been pushed back. With AP testing, we're actually going to get more information tomorrow. So we should have some sort of guidelines as what that would look like. One of the things I read somewhere, and again, I don't know if this is going to happen or not. They've talked a little bit about possibly like online AP test. And again, I don't know what that would look like, but that's one thing that's been floated out there that hopefully we'll get some more information and direction on.
All right, sweet. Next question. Do we still need to do 180 days of school or make up these classes?
No, so that's one thing that came out this week. Actually, Governor Newsom has suspended the requirement for the days that students are supposed to be in school. So that is something that has definitely been suspended. I haven't heard anything as far as making up those days or anything like that, but he has suspended the requirement for students needing to be in school for 180 days.
All right.
174, what the number is.
Mm. So this question is a question I'm sure a lot of people are wondering right now. Will school be closed for the rest of the year?
Yeah, so this one right now, we are just looking to hopefully open up after spring break. I think we're just taking things one day at a time. So we really don't know at this time how long school closure is going to be, but we're hoping it'll open back up sooner than later. But again, these are one of the unknowns that we won't have more information until we get closer.
Okay, I'm going to go off script a little bit right here and slip my own question in.
Love
On
it.
the topic of spring break, will we be getting the supplemental material during the spring break, or is that being treated as absolutely no school?
Spring break right now is spring break. So you'll be looking at it as like time off essentially, or you won't have access to teachers and stuff. If for some reason that changes or that's not the direction we're going anymore, I'll message something out. But for right now, what's been communicated is that spring break should be used as spring break, whatever that means right now.
All right, awesome. Thank you. So how do I know if my teacher will be assigning me work?
Yeah, so what we're going to be doing is with the new schedule that went out, students will be able to get on their Google Classrooms and find out what are some of the assignments, what do things look like, and really taking a look at their work starting Monday. So you'll probably see assignments come up in Google Classroom, or if your teachers are used to sending them out through School Loop, it'll be in one of those modules.
Okay, and do I have to do the work that's assigned?
So all the work is supplemental or an opportunity to recover grades if necessary. I would say that right now I would highly recommend it only because there's a lot of uncertainty with when school is going to reopen. And I think that each student who decides not to would put themselves at a detriment where you possibly might not be getting that information. I also think sometimes being in a class and joining with other people is good and having these conversations and being online with people is a good thing and can be a real positive thing. And so if only for the social interaction, I highly recommend it. So.
All right. In the event that we need to grab something from campus, can we go to campus and get the things we need?
Yeah. So campus, we are here from 8 to 1. I would suggest for students to reach out to Mr. Gonzalez to shoot him an email of what day you can make it to campus. We're trying to limit the amount of foot traffic we're getting on campus. So really, if you can reach out to him, that'd be great. If you definitely need to come by, we are letting people come through the main office, but we're only allowing a certain number of students on campus at a time. So I think if you reach out and schedule something, that's your best bet. But if you can't, we are here from 8 to 1.
Okay. I'm going to give you two related questions just back to back right here. So first, what happens to our spring sports, and what happens if you're in sports PE?
So for spring sports right now, we're waiting on guidance from BVAL. So right now they are planning to resume their meetings when we get back around spring break time. However, it really is an unknown as far as what spring sports will look like and what that's going to entail. And then as far as the sports PE credit, I think that goes along the lines of sort of the credits question that you asked about.
Mhm.
People get credit? How is that going to look? And those are some of the unanswered questions. I would say that if we're giving credits for any classes, then sports PE would be the same, in the same boat as that.
All right. Um, do we have to do live class with our teacher and classmates?
So, every class is going to be a little bit different. What we've talked about as a staff is really having stuff accessible. So, really having opportunities where the assignments are available for you to do on your own, where the teacher might do a video that you can check out on your own. It's not really going to be students logging into class and then sitting for 2 hours and doing work. But again, teachers are trying to be really creative with what's going out there and trying to check in with their students. And so I think there will be probably be more check-ins during office hour time. But again, each department's doing their things a little bit differently. So what you see in your English class might be different than what you see in your social science class or your PE class.
Okay. What happens if I need a work permit during the school closure?
Great question. So work permits, we have a list of students who've already asked for work permits, so we're going to grant those. We're actually going to send out an email either this evening or tomorrow morning for students to come by and schedule a time to pick them up. We've extended them to August instead of just the typical 6 weeks like usual, just so students don't have to come back and forth, back and forth. So that's one thing that we're doing. If you are in need of a work permit, you can always pick one up during the times that we're open, or you can scan one and drop one off, email one if need be.
Okay. So what happens to students in night school or SVCTE?
So my understanding, and I'll have to get more information from SVCTE. SVCTE is looking for some sort of online learning or digital learning, but I'm not clear as what that is. So I'll try to get more information, but I read somewhere today that they're looking to do more online learning. So I'll keep an eye out for what that means. As far as adult ed or case, they're closed just like us. So the main thing is once we get more direction on when we're open, then case will probably have a better understanding of when they can resume classes as well.
Okay. Can I get my work on paper if I don't have a computer?
So yeah, so we're trying to actually our first choice is to uh, get out computers and hotspots. So there's a survey that went out for students if they need to get a computer and hotspot. That's going to be our first means of getting information out, mostly because we just want to make sure everyone has access to individuals to support. If we're doing just paper copies, we don't want to put students at risk as having to come on campus to pick that work up. So if we can get a computer out to them, that's our first number one priority. If people absolutely need to, please just shoot me an email. We can work with your teachers and get that all straightened out. But our first line is really to get you a hotspot and a computer if you need it, if for some reason you or your family don't have one at this time.
Okay. What do I do if I need help on my work?
Yeah, so teachers are creating office hours and opportunities for students to connect. So every office hour is going to be kind of different. So some of them might use it as like an open tutorial where they're going to be online for a long period of time, and then students can join their class or join their hangout and ask questions as needed and get answers. That's one option. Some teachers may do it by appointment, so they may give specific appointment slots that students can sign up for. And then some teachers may do like during this chunk of time, if my second period class has questions, you can join. If my third period class has questions, you can join at this time. So it's really going to be flexible based on what works for the teachers and our staff here. So you should be looking or getting some information in the upcoming days as far as what that's going to look like. And again, each teacher might do it slightly different. So there's not going to be a one size fits all model for this.
Okay, I'm on the last question I have here for you. And you kind of touched on this already, but do we have to attend office hours, and what is required of us on the schedule that was sent out?
Yeah. So I think the main thing is the office hours are really to help support our students. I want to be very clear, like our counselors and our staff are here for everybody. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, I might not need help on math or I might not need help in science. But sometimes it's good just to check in with someone. And some people maybe have gone this whole week without talking to anyone. And so I just want to reiterate that even though you might not necessarily need help with work, this is a great opportunity for us to support one another and just check in and see how we're doing. Um, Today, we hand out lunches every day from 11:30 till 1 p.m. And we give them out to students and anyone who asks without any questions. And then also the other thing that I just wanted to throw out is this is very unrelated, but Awakening Church has donated some gift cards and stuff. And so if there's families or anyone in need, we're going to be sending out a Google form with this video. We're hoping to try to help as much as possible with any families and what they're going through, because I can only imagine being in some people's shoes and how challenging this must be. And so please take us up on our lunch offer that we're giving out to families and stuff. And then as far as needs go, please let us know what we can support with. I don't know if I answered that question because I kind of did a sharp turn. But I
I got it in there.
really for whatever works for our students. And we're trying to look at offering, additional services and what that might be. But our main thing is supporting students during this time right now.
All right. Awesome.
Anything else, Sam?
I think that is all for today. Thank you for sitting down with me and answering all these questions. We really appreciate the transparency and helping us get through this tough time.
Yeah, definitely. And my heart goes out to all of you guys and your families and everything, what's going on. And we'll try our best to support and give you guys whatever you need. And to the senior class, like, I know this is really tough and there's a lot of changes and unknowns. And so we will continue to work through whatever it might be. And we will continue to work to salvage whatever's left of senior year. And I want us to be optimistic about that and not think that there's nothing that's going to happen or what's left of senior year. At the end of the day, like, you guys are the model students of what others aspire to be, and we'll continue that path.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording now.
Stay safe out there.
Bye, guys.